Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show, Manchester United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, talking at Tottenham Talk podcast, and a lot going on with two of the three clubs I just mentioned in regards to Manchester United. The Sancho to Juventus deal that is currently on hold. However, the Sancho to Chelsea swap deal is still on, with Raheem Sterling potentially making his way to Old Trafford. So we'll be discussing that. And speaking of Chelsea, Victor Osimhen, Chelsea set to actually officially make a loan bid with an obligation to buy. That is according to Fabrizio Romano. As for Spurs, though, all pretty quiet. Spurs today, they are in the Europa League draw alongside Manchester United as well. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. I can see you lot in the chat already getting active. So big up to everyone that is currently locked in. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Just under 30 of you lot in here early, and we're only at 14 likes. So let's get that up to 30 likes. Like check 1212. Please share across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless. So that's on Twitter, X. Make sure you retweet and like from there. Please make sure you share from the Instagram. And just as important as those two things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit that notification bell as well. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Big up my nephew in the chat, who's been kind enough to put the Jadon Sancho news in the comment section. Big up to TJ Warren every single time. Make sure you subscribe to TJ Warren TV. I did see that Warrior J will discuss that as well. More Victor Osimhen news from Warrior J. Big up my Don Sheik. That's my bro right there. Subscribe to Sheik TV. Shouts to the lovely Sunshine in the cut as well. Says big up everyone. Hit the like on the way in. Make sure you subscribe to Sunshine FC. Big up Dead in the Water, Kingsman, Hussein as well. And Chinlu, big up to you as well, man. Big up to you. So let me bring, what do you even call these, man? These dickheads. I'm going to bring them into the building. We got Surfer. We got Jez. What you man saying, man? You bless.
I just joke with my food, bro. What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that, yo? Anytime I think that I couldn't feel worse about Manchester United, you two find a new low. You know what I'm saying? And that you lot find a complete new low when it comes to just when I think, I'm already thinking the worst. It can't get any more. It can't get any worse, and you lot will say something and it's just like, yeah, it can get worse. These lot are gonna find
This man DMs us all the time, making sure we're ready for the show on the day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is it okay? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk? This guy, yeah. So don't try that. Don't try that. This guy, like, this is a trophy, bro. Don't even do that.
Two things. One, when I put that in the group chat, that's to ask about your clubs. I say, what's been going on with Chelsea? What's been going on with Spurs? And secondly, for whatever reason,
we're very respectful.
Yeah, very respectful. The chat like you lot. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I know it's entertainment.
Well, can I just say to the chat? Can I just say, chat? The feeling's not mutual. So I just want to say that right now. So
no, I'm saying we don't know you guys. We don't know you guys like that.
We don't know you guys. We don't know you guys.
But we know United better than you guys. So that's why you see on United.
Jez and I are ECW versions of the Dudley Boys. We're just going to put people through photos.
Yes, sir.
This guy, you are an idiot of my life, you absolute fools. But yes,
we could talk about United and Sancho.
Yeah, we'll get. You know what? Yeah, we'll get to that. Yes, you know what? Let's start there because I've spoken so much about Sancho over the past few days. Like it's getting outrageous having to even try find different pictures of him on the thumbnails to make it look different. Like that's where I'm like, have I used this picture the day before or the day before that? And Sunshine says, "We do not like you either. Do not worry, Jeff." I like.
First of all,
what do you mean review?
Hang on, Jeff. Let me say this. First of all, I didn't ask Sunshine, and second of all, you know what? I'm not concerned by you at all. You know what I mean? But thank you for your support in the chat. We do appreciate that.
I just find it crazy that she's talking to floors like
that. Sunshine made it clear, abundantly clear, we don't like each other. But I think she likes me, but she likes you too. Yeah, that's what I will say. On the Sancho Big up to nephew in the chat. And yes, we will be running pro clubs after this. We'll run the final 6 games, 100%.
Oh.
And negotiations between Juventus and Manchester United on Jadon Sancho are currently in total standby. Juventus consider requests made by Manchester United too high and won't proceed with current conditions. It could only change with more sales in the final 24 hours, or price has to drop. So in regards to that, no surprise. And even with that, it's saying price has to drop. Is that the transfer fee, or are they talking about the loan percentage? Again, I've mentioned this many a time with the Jadon Sancho situation. We shouldn't be here now on the last day scrambling to get rid of Jadon Sancho. And this is someone, me, who has said this when he came back, when him and Ten Hag made up, move on Jadon Sancho. I don't know how all parties have not sat down and said, this isn't going to work. Too much water under the bridge. Ten Hag doesn't rate Sancho. Sancho doesn't rate Ten Hag. There's multiple other players in all the position he plays that Ten Hag prefers. Sancho cannot even get in a squad, and that squad contains Mason Mount, Anthony, and Garnacho. Tells you all you need to know. So what they should have done, moved on Sancho for a fee, then used that money and probably some more money to then go and get a left winger because we are in desperate need. And I blame everyone. I blame Jadon Sancho. I blame Erik Ten Hag, and I blame the hierarchy. I blame Ineos, who have in terms of transfer business, in my opinion, done a good job. I have no issues with how we've done. This is their first misstep, I would say, and it should have been dealt with. And I said this would happen. I just didn't expect this to happen this early. I thought the Sancho and Ten Hag relationship would break down, but I thought it'd be like October, November. I didn't expect it to be August, where it goes to show that it was bound to happen, and how everyone couldn't see it was obvious it was going to happen. Oh, Sancho played in preseason. He played false 9, and Ten Hag's going to play him. Rubbish. Absolute not. Like, the thing is, we just watched this happen last season when in preseason he played him in the false 9 and he played well. And then he played everybody in front of him at striker, and then their relationship broke down. Why was it not going to be the same again? It's like when you watch certain films, you know the good guys are going to win in the end. Like, you know how it ends. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen any sequels, you know how it ends. How they get there is the question, but that's the point I made. Like, we've seen this before, and people were picking it. Oh, he's gonna get 10 goals, or he's gonna get 8 goals, and he's gonna get. He ain't getting 10 or 8 starts. He's never getting 10 or 8 starts. It was never happening. And again, should he? Yes. If I'm the manager, Sancho is starting as the 9, without doubt, because he actually adds to the team. Because our attack sucks, but the manager's the manager, and he chose not to. And it's like, and it just dispels this whole myth that, oh, it was on Ineos and they want to bring their philosophy in and all this. So why is Sancho not staying if you're trying to on the front foot possession-based football? That suits Jadon Sancho. He's the perfect profile for that. So if that's the case, he surely be still here. But yeah, in regards to it being on standby, now we got to try and do our best to do a deal and scrambling around. Hopefully we can try, if we do sell him to Juventus, we can try get someone in the 24 hours or less than 23 hours. Like, they're working tirelessly. And on the Chelsea swap, I've said it. Do I want Raheem Sterling? No. If he's here, if let's say it does happen hypothetically, I won't be angry. I'll just be like, yeah, you lot messed us up, because it shouldn't have been in that situation. I've said it before. Say it again. It's a transfer of convenience. They're trying to get rid of Sancho and also replace him. How do we do that in one swoop rather than have to sell Sancho, then go negotiate with a whole nother player and a whole nother club? Now, all right, so let's just send him to Chelsea, so it gets Sancho off the books, and then we get Raheem Sterling here. It's like Raheem Sterling was never on the radar. It was never a plan whatsoever. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on both those.
Do you know my theory with the Sancho deal? And if he goes to Chelsea,
go on.
I don't think Man United will get Sterling. I think Sterling might go on loan to Arsenal for a year. Just on loan. No option to buy, but they pay his wages or whatever wages. And if the Osimhen goes through with a loan for an obligation, because we're not having to pay any transfer fee this year, I think we just pay you straight up cash, like 35 million, 40 million, something like that. And I think it goes through. I think it may go through something like that.
So you reckon Sterling loan to Arsenal, and then
I think Sterling
and then Chelsea buy Sancho off us for like 35.
Yeah, I think that'll be that'll happen unless they can get the swap deal with you guys. But see, the problem with is Sterling's still got to negotiate some type of payoff or structured payoff with us in terms of that everyone's going about we own 70 million because of like bonuses and something like that, or image rights. And I don't know where they're getting that from, but okay. But in terms of wages, it's about 51 million or something like that. That's owed. So he's got to get some type of either get like a payoff. He's not going to get the whole of it, but gets a chunk of it, or he gets like, oh yeah, but we'll still pay you, an amount over time or something like that. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the way I think it can happen because, like I said, and we'll talk about Osimhen a bit later. If the deal for Osimhen is an obligation to buy a loan, then you're not spending a transfer fee. You're not spending like 40, 50 million. So that suddenly those funds that you thought you would pay for Osimhen, Sancho comes through. But I think that even that paying for Sancho will be like a last minute thing. I think they're going to try and do the swap deal because it just, or they'll do something where it's not a swap deal, but it is a swap deal, but both clubs receive fees for the players and all that rubbish.
They buy each player pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Whether we'll pay a bit more for Sancho because he's younger, you'll pay a bit less for Sterling because he's older, and then it just rolls through that, and then both clubs say, "Oh yeah, we bought your player, you bought," stuff like that. Who's got the better deal? I'm actually I'm not 100% confident with both deals that we're going to talk about. I'm less confident with Sancho deal happening. I'm also not 100%. I'm not 100% with it. You know what I mean? I think it's like too much. Do you know what I mean? With options like that.
I don't lie. It don't. Sancho to Chelsea don't make sense to me.
It don't make sense, especially he's not coming in red hot.
Actually, that being said, yeah, because then if you get Osimhen, I'm trying to think. Because yes, he's good enough to play. Like it's not a talent thing, but let's say you get Osimhen. It's Osimhen, João Felix, Nicholas Jackson.
I think it's more a pecking order thing.
Yeah,
like he can play at Chelsea. Like if I see some of the Chelsea players who I personally don't rate, there I can see Sancho play there. But my thing with him is more so why I think the Juventus thing for him as a footballer would make more sense is because even though Juventus have bought wingers, we just talked about obviously off screen. We talked about Juventus and the side Nico Gonzalez from Fiorentina, left winger. The side Conceição on the loan, so that's not guaranteed that's gonna buy him on the right wing. But they still don't have enough depth in those winger spots. That's why they're looking for Sancho because the last game they play a left back at right wing last game. Kenan Yildiz is a left winger by trade, but they've been playing him central. So I feel like they're looking at it from a perspective and say, we want Sancho in, not only because you could potentially start, or at worst be the second player in certain position, AI right winger, for example, or left winger, the second option left wing, or maybe even start because I don't think he's worse than guys like Nico Gonzalez and Conceição. He could potentially even start there. But I think the Chelsea situation, Chelsea United, this just screams just more convenience. Well, two clubs that just don't want those two players.
I just love the mirroring irony. That's all. Both clubs are trying to move on an English winger who's earning big wages in the last days of the window. I mean, when I say our clubs are more alike than people realise, people still don't believe me. How we are literally both trying to sell each other an English overpaid winger who doesn't fit into our plans. You know what I mean? I mean, how legit. The only difference is, and even that is mirroring. We're south, you're north. You're red, we're blue. It's literally. That
is mad, yo. That is mad, man. Said you're north, west, south.
People don't understand. It's the mirror. It's the mirror. We're linked. We're just linked. You know what I mean? We're just linked.
That's crazy. Even our badges. Look, I'm just looking there on the screen. Even our badges are opposite. You know what I'm saying? In that, that's the devil holding.
Tell your guys to rip off the front sponsor shirt, and then we're really linked. You know what I mean? Let's do this. You know what I mean? But someone put in the chat like, but we've got Esteval, William, and Kendry Pius coming next year. But this is the situation I was talking about in terms of let them come over here and settle. Do you know what I mean? They're going to come over here very 18 years old. If we've got enough quality in there that they can just settle and acclimatize to new surroundings, we're going to obviously with their families and stuff like that, and we don't have to throw them in. Do you know what I mean? As in terms of everything rests on their shoulders. They can even take a year to. They could even take a year to settle that. That's probably even better preparation for them. Take a year to settle in. Take a year to settle into the league, and then unleash them in 2026. You know what I mean?
Like worst case scenario is to go on loan if you really wanted to.
Yeah, or go on loan. You go on. I put them on loan to Strasbourg next year. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much.
That's what I would do. Put them on loan to Strasbourg. Let them settle still in, because if the Sancho deal wraps up, you still, you know, even if you sell one of them, like one of the guys we've got at the moment, like next summer, like an Nkunku or a Madueke or someone like that next summer. Do you know what I mean? You still got enough cover there, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, but the only thing is how Maresca juggles it, and you know what? He probably wants this term of juggling. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like looking back and going,
you want too many options. I've said that. There's no manager that's like, oh, I've got too many options. You want?
Yeah, I never understand that. I never understand. Oh no, man! I just want just enough options. No. And do you know what? That's the thing he's got. That's the thing he's got to juggle. He's got to. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of rotation, and I think there's going to be a lot of rotation in the places behind the main striker if Osimhen deal is complete. I think Osimhen will play all the big matches and the big cup matches, and Jackson will come on for him during the games and start here and there. But the rest behind him is the ones that's going to rotate. Obviously, Neto's got injury concerns before, so is Nkunku. So we can load manage those guys. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so you've got like João Felix and if Sancho comes in and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Even on the right hand side, you can put Palmer in the 10. You can put Palmer at right. You know, it's just
you got options. Yeah,
it's just options.
That's the question I actually have.
If I was looking like even 1 year to 2 years ago, if these two deals are complete, if I was to take a look at our attack 1 or 2 years ago, not even in the same league. It's not. My only problem is I think we're overloading too much in the attack and not concentrating at the back. That's my.
No, bro.
You love the opposite with Maresca, because normally when it's a new manager, it's like, all right, let's get the defense sorted and let's be defensively solid. And then the second season we then improve attacking areas. But we're going to improve the attack, and then next season is the defense. Which again, if it works, you praise. But then if it doesn't, you go, why didn't we balance it out more?
Obviously, if those two deals are completed tomorrow, they're not going to play against Palace because they won't be registered in time. So they're not going to see it until
definitely not
after the international break anyway, which may help in terms of them settling in as quickly as possible and stuff like that.
Both of them didn't get caught up as well.
Huh?
Both of them didn't get called up for England.
Yeah, well, Sancho hasn't. They've not. Osimhen's. I don't think Osimhen's played any minutes or anything like that this summer.
No, he hasn't played at all. He hasn't played.
No, Sancho's played. Did he play at all pre-season?
Yeah, he played.
He played pre-season.
Even then, he's not played. He's not played for weeks because he's had an ear infection. Yeah,
people.
Ear infection. Ear infection. Yeah, so it's one of those. And like I said, even when we come, if they do go through, even when we come back international break, I don't think either of them will start. I think it's away to Bournemouth, I think it is, or something like that. Who just took Kepa on loan and can't play against us on that game, so that'd be fine.
Wait, Bournemouth
actually, I wanted to play. Sorry, he's on loan. So we signed him to a year extension, so it's a loan with no option. It's a loan without any option or no obligation. Sorry, to buy. I think we just signed him a year extension just in case he does balls out and then someone comes in with a crazy like 10 million.
Yeah, you're trying to get a little further. You know what I mean? Ed here who said, do we not agree Sancho would be third option in every position at Chelsea? He'd be behind Noni and Palmer on the right, behind Felix and Nkunku in the false nine, and behind Jackson and Neto on the left. Here's the thing is with Ed, what does Maresca think? That's what it is. I hear what you're saying in regards to it. He could be the guy for Maresca. Maresca could be, for all we know, Maresca might be the one who's like, bring me in Sancho. I am going to start him on the left wing, or I'm going to start him on the right wing. I'm not sure. Because with Maresca, I don't have any previous. Because it's like, even at Manchester United, and you're not wrong for us, it's a good question. He should be playing for Manchester United. But he's behind everybody in the pecking order simply because of the manager. Now, is he better than most of what we have? Absolutely he is. But the manager don't agree. So it's on Maresca and where he would be in the pecking order.
Well, like you say, what if he does like you said and goes, well, I can play him on the wing or I can play him in the middle or even a false nine, especially like some games where I don't want to like play Osimhen or risk Jackson or something like that. I can play any combination of Nkunku, Felix or Sancho.
Put
Yeah,
it
do you
this
know what
way:
I mean?
if you don't get Osimhen, I think he should start. I think he's a better 9 option than Jackson, and I think he's a better foil for a Palmer, a Neto, or a Nkunku personally. That's just
Yeah,
me.
because even in tonight, even in tonight's game, I know we lost 2-1 and we went through. We had 5 big chances and missed 4 of them. You know what I mean? You need someone more clinical. Whether Sancho's more clinical than Jackson, I don't know.
I think that's the thing though, because one thing I do know about Maresca is that with his striker, he likes somebody that can also run in behind and be somebody affecting the box.
Okay, all right.
He's not like it's a bonus. It's a bonus if the striker can work outside the box, but the priority is being somebody that can just be there, because the playmaking all comes from the midfielders and the white players.
Yeah, you just need someone to finish off the. Just need someone to finish it off. That's all it is. And that's what Osimhen. If Osimhen is that, that's what Osimhen.
Yeah.
Because like even Maresca in his press conference yesterday, he was talking about Jackson. He said, "Yeah, Jackson's our number 9 for now." So you know, he even said for now. So that means whatever the options were between Osimhen and Tony, I think he wants a striker and he doesn't mind either one. Essentially, they do bring other aspects to the game, but I think he just wants that number 9, that deadly number 9, who like literally touches the ball like Haaland did against us. He had 3 touches of the ball and scored 1 goal in the entire game. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that when you're drawing 0-0. And he's had a terrible game.
Difference maker.
He just pops up in the 92nd minute and scores the winner, or an injury time equaliser. Do you know what I mean? Like old school, like that. It's just. I think you
would also prefer. I think you would prefer Osimhen, to be honest.
I do as well because I think Tony has got very good attributes, and he likes to drop a bit deeper than Osimhen does, and he likes to be more involved. And I think with the players we got, we don't need someone like that. We don't need a striker like that. I know Jackson does it as well, but he's not a proper number 9. Do you know what I mean? We need like a number 9 who doesn't care if he drops into the 10 or something like that, because we've already got 10s there. We've got wingers out there. And also it's another, the guys, if we get Osimhen, he's fantastic in the air. Do you know what I mean? His heading ability is very, very good, but it's another weapon in the air. You know what I mean? It's
another option.
And on a side note, if he's still wearing that mask, if Chelsea don't try and do Chelsea masks like that, for Osimhen, if he comes, then they're just mad. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But back to Sancho, it's like I agree with Jez and everyone. I don't know why he just doesn't go to Juventus. Really, I think it'd be better for him.
Juventus is a better fit. But you mentioned something that was great before we was talking about it just before we went live. And maybe there is that point to prove I can do it in the Premier League. Maybe that's the chip on his shoulder. Because it's like if he goes to Juventus and plays well, the conversation will still be, well, you've done well in the Bundesliga, you've done well in Serie A, but you can't do it in the Premier League. Maybe, and again, people, I don't know, Sancho. This is just me guessing. Or maybe he just prefers to stay in the country. It could be that.
See, this is for me. For me, that's the breaking point. That's the breaking point for me, though, because I feel like somebody like Sancho, I think he excels, just known from Dortmund. I think he's somebody excels that when he's not in a comfortable environment, this is where he excels the best. An environment where he doesn't know his surroundings, doesn't know the people, and the mind is just straight football. I don't have a problem when footballers go out and like I told you all the time, like I care what you do on the pitch for me. Like if you're also having a party life, is obviously just make sure that you don't come to trunk to training and shit like that. Make sure you're at least fit to train, fit to play and all that. If what you do outside, obviously don't do any shady shit outside as well. That's the only 2 things I care on your outside life personally. But I feel like Sancho's somebody who just excels in an environment where he's not familiar and he needs to so he can just focus on his football only. And this is where I hope he goes to Chelsea. If he goes to Chelsea, I hope it's a mindset of I want to prove that I can do in the Premier League, not because I want to go back to live in London. I hope that's the case. Obviously, I don't know him, so it's one of them ones.
The whole Sancho thing, 2 parts. The whole deal was never made sense to me unless we were selling Sterling, Mudryk, and Madueke. It just doesn't make sense to me, because then you go, okay, then I legitimately know what you're doing, or even selling 2 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like a Mudryk or Sterling or something. Then you go, okay, I can see. Possibly why. I don't count Mudryk, even if Mudryk says I don't count him at all. He's just. I mean, he got replaced by Tariq. He got replaced by Tariq George today at half time.
Right,
in the conference.
He was thinking
In the Conference League, bro.
Both games,
Bro,
games.
his shot, he had to cut in twice. They ballooned him. It wasn't even like close to the shot. It was
He's a lost cause, bro.
Replaced by a youngster.
Yeah, maybe, sir, for you just mentioned it there, you don't count even though he's there. Maybe they're looking at him like that as well.
I think you can't ball out again. I mean, I know we didn't play well today and stuff like that, but this guy now in 2 games hasn't played well against Serviette, whatever the hell they're called.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Napkin,
that's a napkin. He's not cleaned up against a napkin. You know what I mean? This guy. And then it's like, then, like I said to you in the background, I was like, how bad would it be for Sancho if you say he's a player? Oh yeah, Sancho doesn't. Yeah, he just doesn't see the Premier League. He's English. What do you mean he doesn't suit the Premier League?
Hey, you know what? That's the craziest part is when I say that he don't suit the Premier League. Me, as a winger, centrally, yes. I said this at United. Play him centrally. I don't like him as a wide player for my team. Play him centrally. Sancho was a false 9. He should be starting week in, week out for Manchester United. Everybody fit. He should be starting to me. But again, we know Ten Hag don't rate him for whatever reason.
I think that's the.
But I don't want to see him out wide. You don't have the attributes.
Explosiveness,
yeah. I don't have that. Yeah, go on.
Because that's the thing about him as well, man. That's with him all wide. Because I look at him in the scenario like Grealish, where Grealish gets the move to City, goes to the left wing spot, and you don't see the same Grealish anymore. But at Villa, he gets the freedom where you see Grealish sometimes on the left, but you see also working him in the channel between the centre back and fullback. You see him in the 10. You see him and you give him the freedom. And I feel like Sancho, you see him on the right. Like you give freedom, and this is Dortmund Sancho freedom. You see him on the left. You see him on the right. You see him central. You see him around the pitch. And I think that's the issue with him if he would go to Chelsea. I don't think he gets that freedom as much because there's talented players ahead of him. I think only when he plays, but then by the time Sancho plays, I'm questioning who are the other players on the pitch. Let's say Sancho gets the Conference League minutes. Then what? He's gonna go from Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia with KDH,
I think this. If he does come to us, I think this season, I think you're not going to see anything good from him until the second half of the season. I think he's going to be fed drips and drabs minutes like cup games, your Premier League game here and there.
Yeah.
To help him settle in, to find out what kind of player he is, how Maresca wants to play. Do you know what I mean? I agree with you. I don't think he's a wide player in a certain extent of how Maresca wants to play. He's not a Neto. He's not a Madueke. He's not even a Palmer to a certain extent. And Palmer can play out on the right, but likes to drift in.
Palmer has even though he's not getting explosiveness, he has what's underrated is he has the acceleration. He has great balance, great acceleration, which allows you to move away from players. Which, when you are playing out wide, if you don't have straight blistering pace, then you need to have balance and acceleration to play out. Exactly. Kind of like Bernardo Silva does. He's like that. That's why he's able to do that.
I think in between now and the end of the year, there's a potential if like I said, I got to say, if the deal goes through for Sancho, he could play like just in the cups alone, like 12 games. He could start like 12 games.
Reality says Sancho has acceleration and balance. To play as a 9, yes.
Not in the wing, no. He can't. I've never.
As a winger, he's not. As a 9, yes.
Accelerate past someone.
Yeah, he don't have the acceleration but he has enough to play centrally. Because when you're playing centre backs, you're playing slower players. You're playing less mobile players normally. When you look at fullbacks in the league, whether you rate them or not, one thing they are all pretty much is athletic. They're Kyle Walker-esque. You know what I'm saying? For abusing that.
It still comes into it though. It's like they're going to watch Neto. They're going to watch Neto and Cuckoo with their injuries that they've had before. They're going to manage those guys. So there's opportunities there. If the 2 deals go through, I don't know if he'll play he might play 10. Maybe essentially he'll play like a 10 or something.
I think that would work.
He might because you've got
I think that's the question.
I think Sancho as a 10 works.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think that'd be more where he gets in. He'll play the occasional bit wide sometimes if he comes onto the pitch. I think he'll play wide or something like that. And also remember, he's probably not you're going to be surprised. He probably won't even be on the bench for some games because of who's the options in the attack, right? The options attacking. One day you're going to see, flipping and Cuckoo's not even in the 18. Felix is not in the 18. Like the only ones that Neto's not in the 18. The only ones that I can guarantee that will be there if the deal goes through will be probably even free. Will probably be like Jackson, Osimhen, and Palmer. Are probably the only guaranteed free. Like we would be on the bench or in the starting lineup. The only guarantee, even like someone like Madueke, he might drop off in like 5 games time. Do you know what I mean and stuff like that? And like I said, there's a potential for a lot of games. Like I said with Sancho, just him alone, just the cup games. There's a potential of 12 because we're playing 8 games in the Conference League, and there's a potential to play like three or I think it's 3 or 4 League Cup games for the year.
Fully agree with you. Fully agree.
You know I agree. I'm just I'm struggling to put a combination of these guys. Maresca's got the best job in the world at the moment, trying to figure out a combination of these guys. And listen, but like I say, it's a big for me. The Sancho one's a massive if still. 24 hours to go. I think that's less likely than the other deal in my mind. You know what
I think what I will say is I don't think he necessarily goes to Chelsea, but United. He definitely goes Juventus or Chelsea. United don't keep him. That's one thing. I say.
100%.
I think he moves on. We can't.
The difference in the deal is though, you're wanting straight cash between Juventus, whether it's a loan fee and then an obligation to buy afterwards.
I think that's
with our clubs, it's a swap deal or like fee, whatever either side. You know what I mean? It's less. For Juventus, it's more financially, and for Juventus, I don't know if he's willing to take such a significant wage cut. Well, I know for certain, I know for certain he will have to take a wage cut to join us.
That's because Juventus will give him the money because they got players off the box. Juventus can offer
$350 a week.
Not 350 because I don't think
they're going to £100 bonus, right? Something like that a week or something.
I'm not sure.
That's what he's on United.
But then you also got to consider. But then you guys got to consider the taxes in Italy. So I think he would be willing to take less money, knowing that he's not going to lose that much money from the taxes alone.
But then again,
and I feel
it sounds like he favours like Flawless said. I think there's an ego thing there about not being booted out of England again. Do you know what I mean? Or like. I'm an English player. I need to prove I can play in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? It's embarrassing. Do you know what I mean?
I can understand why Chelsea are looking at him. I can understand because even with the options there, like you said, we don't know if Neto can actually stay fit the whole season or a good amount of the season. Yeah. We don't even Nkunku's. People don't talk about how Nkunku can miss a lot of games. And I have heard some conversations. Some people have not been convinced about Nkunku of the start of the season. So I don't know how you feel about it, Andrew.
He started both the Conference League games. Yeah. He started out on the left against City, which I don't think is his best position. And
this is where I think the conversation comes from. Like somebody like Nkunku, me personally, you should be playing more regularly, personally. But then he's playing the Conference League and he played only a City game where it's not even the strongest position. So, and then Nkunku is somebody that I look at and say, really and truly, that's the ability to start at Chelsea. So it's kind of like, and then you have to also consider, even though from an ability standpoint, yes, a lot of these players are good. Can they also show consistency if they are bench players? Because I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between being a bench player and having to come on and make an impact and being a starter. Because there are certain players who thrive off being starters.
Yes, I think João Felix is more accepting to be a bench or more of a bench player because he took a wage cut. He just wanted to get out of Atletico Madrid. Yeah. So do you know what I mean? I think he's at the moment more accepting.
He's in the same situation as Sancho and Sterling right now.
Yeah. Neto, like I say, Neto's injury issues is going to be load management. Same with Nkunku. It's only really like Madueke, Palmer, and Jackson who don't really suffer any injuries. Touch wood. That wouldn't, and like I said. We had to bring on Palmer tonight, which I thought was a bit embarrassing to try and help us.
I tweeted that, bro. Against a knock.
It was just a bit crazy. Yeah, and I know he came on and hit the bar and stuff like that, but that was kind of embarrassing to even take him. It's kind of embarrassing, but I just think it's just those are going to be those type of games until we get to like a semi-final or a final, and then we take it more seriously. You know what I mean? But it's one of those. It's just one of those. We'll have to repay Sterling 6 million wages. That's why they're looking for. Well, no, that's no. I think if he wants to go, there has to be a deal made where I don't think he gets all of what he's owed, but he gets a substantial portion of what he's owed. Now, it's you don't get it all up front now, you get it in certain parts. Do you know what I mean? Right. You know, like how you can pay for something over like a 3-month or 6-week period sometimes when you buy something online. It might be something like that, but it might be something like that. He would be entitled to the amount of it right away if we like sacked him without any cause. Do you know what I mean? Or refused to pay him, which we're not doing because that'd be mad. But yeah. So.
Perfect. No, that's fair. And I am starring the better questions. Continue to get your questions in. Of course, if you want to make sure we get to your questions, super chat people. But I'm starring the best questions so far. But obviously, there's a lot to discuss. Over 50 Sancho, in the building. Let's get up to 50 likes. We're at 46. Let's get up to 50 likes. And make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. You're clearly here enjoying the content. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, go on.
I think this one. I think the main thing for Chelsea is to get rid of Sterling, no problem. I just think they see Sancho as a bonus, just like the João Felix thing with Gallagher. Yeah. It was like, and by the way, how good does that window look now? I'm originally from 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
Oh
my God! The window suddenly looks like it's newly tinted. You know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Wow, bro, I'll tell you.
I think it's a deal that's popped out of nowhere essentially, and it's an opportunist deal. It's an opportunist deal for both clubs.
Yeah.
Well, I think both clubs see it as an opportunity deal. Whether fans see it as an opportunity deal, I don't know.
No, I know it's an opportunist deal for them. Do I like it? No. But I can see what it is from the club's perspective.
Because it's been reported that it was Dan Ashford who started all this, who went to Chelsea. So
he approached us apparently. So I think the Juventus thing is delayed because obviously Juventus thing complicated, but now they've withdrawn. So now they probably resume talks up again. So we have no idea how old these stories are when they're like when the messages go out. Do you know what I mean? We don't know how old they are in terms of hours or even days or something like that.
But even then, we don't know. Like, if there's a scenario where Juventus maybe want to come back and look at the squad.
I think Juventus.
Always change.
I think Juventus will come back but United have to amend their asking price. I don't even know what they're asking for on loan.
I don't know if it's the asking price for the transfer because he didn't say.
What
did he say? Go on, Jez. What did he say?
From what I read that the issue is that United want the obligation for the deal where Juventus want an option to buy.
So it could be that, and it also could be the percentage of the wage. Could also be a straight up front loan fee or an offer. So who knows? Because they didn't really clear it up. And just for a couple things to Denzel, who's Curry, who says thoughts on McTominay leaving over the moon. Absolutely great business. But why don't we sell Sancho to Dortmund? Dortmund can't stump up the cash. That's Madison, you're my guy. He says you can't strengthen a top 4 rival, man. This is stupid. We are not a top 4 rival to anyone. United are not. We are not. We're finished top 4. We are not competing for top 4.
And by the way, if we don't get either of this deal done, we may be in the top 4 race, but we're not. If we don't get both these deals done, we don't get a recognised striker, and I'm talking recognised striker in either Tony or Osimhen.
Yeah,
we are on the fringes of a top 4 race, not even like in the middle of it. I believe we're on the fringes of it. That's how important getting Osimhen is. The Sancho is just a bonus for me. The Osimhen deal is the number 1 deal, or a Tony deal is the number 1 deal. That has to happen. Must. But it's a must. And if Barley's gone over there as well, and Barley's apparently over there as well, so that means he's trying to close. That means that he thinks he can close. Head honcho, yeah. I don't understand. My thing is this: why doesn't he just negotiate from the beginning?
I think he has enough trust, and then he will.
But why he always has this? In these big deals, he always has to do them. He always has to.
I just go from the top, man.
Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. I don't know.
You have to do it for,
Or maybe he wants to
fight. For Enzo, he was going to fight the Benfica people to sign Enzo. He was literally physically going to fight them, apparently. That's reported. He had to do it for Caicedo after Liverpool came in and bid. He did the Neto deal himself because he knew that Neto deal would take like because we bid 3 times and they turned it down. So he had to step in and do it, do the deal like that. And now he's having to do the Osimhen one because these guys. And I think the most important bit of language is changed with the Osimhen deal is now it's a loan with an obligation to buy. We've been trying to do a loan with an option to buy.
To buy the whole time, yeah.
Now it's obligation. Now it's obligation.
Which doesn't make sense because the reality is that it's been known that the guy doesn't want to go back to Napoli. And he
doesn't want to go to Saudi unless he's only going to go to Saudi unless it's the last resort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is where I'm like, this is what I'm saying. It's like, why are these directors getting fired if there are some multiple scenarios where that Iqbali guy has to come back in and actually have to sort things out? This is my question.
It's like, why not?
Really and truly, they should be getting sacked, personally.
Well, it's great. They can sign all the Brazilians and Ecuadorians they want. You know what I mean? In terms of that, that's an easy deal to do. Or some like the 10 goalkeepers we got or something. And Denzel, who do you support again? Denzel Curry? I just want to know, is he United?
I think it's probably United fan.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think he's United. Okay. I think, don't quote me on that. He'll let us know. I believe he is.
If you're a United fan, just take a look in the mirror, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's all good. And then, you should bring someone in like a top dog, a big dog to do your negotiations. An owner shouldn't be having to do this. Roman never had to do that. You know what I mean? Never had to come in. Yeah, United. Yeah, funny. He never had to do that. Do you know what I mean? We didn't hear reports of Roman coming in and doing like the deals last minute because Marina or Peter. What's his name? Peter Kenyon didn't do their job properly or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
So, chop, like we are the players. We are the players.
Yeah.
Oh no! Like I just can't imagine it. Like I'm trying to make it to a picture. Like he's coming in, he's wondering, yo, where's Osimhen? I want to see him. It's like,
this guy's one of the heads of Clearlake, so he deals with more scarier people than a guy from Napoli. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and by the looks of it, and I understand this, it's now looking like obviously the agent's playing more is trying to get him to Saudi because he can get a bigger payment because it's either he has to take a test or his license is going to be taken in the next year or so. The agent,
they're changing some.
Yeah, because they're doing new rules for agents and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think it's just about Osimhen knows we are never going to match what Saudi are going to offer him, and I think he understands that.
Yeah,
but it has to be a good wage. Do you know what I mean? And it's all good. You can have a wage structure, but there's just players in the world that you have to break it for.
Yeah, you break it for. Yeah,
and the forward, a striker should always be a player you break it for.
I think that's fair.
They do the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, you're my guy. Big up.
Hardest job in football.
And on the Osimhen deal, because I know we've go on, Jess. Say what you're gonna say, and then we'll get to it. Go on.
No, you can go on to the Osimhen.
Right, cool. Where is it? So yes, Warrior J. The Romano's comments. It says Chelsea have approached Napoli tonight to submit an official bid for Victor Osimhen, loan with obligation to buy. Meanwhile, Chelsea discuss salary terms with Victor Osimhen, which you mentioned. Al Ali are at final stages of talks with Napoli, but deal only happens if Chelsea talks collapse, and that's from Romano. You mentioned it already. You think you're more confident in that line? Go on.
If they're reporting that we've got in now of an offer for that, it means the terms have been agreed with the player. Because you don't just offer. It's very rare a club offers a deal to another club without them. I know they're not supposed to and stuff like that, but everyone knows they do. But they speak to the player and get the terms too. Now, what it probably means as well, if this deal does go through, is that we will pay Victor's entire wages. So and then Napoli don't get the big wages off the books, and they get guaranteed money next year. So they get money no matter what. Now I don't know what the fee will be. I think it'll be anywhere between what they lowered it to about 60 million euros or something like 65 million euros. So it's about 55, 58 million pounds, something like that. So that'll be, and then they'll just discuss the structure of the payment as well. So that'll be it as well. But like I say, it's still a big if for me. Still a big if. I think the problem is I don't want it to go down. I don't want to be sitting here like at 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow night and not knowing if it's not done or not. You know what I mean? The Sancho one I care less about. It's more about getting rid of Sterling.
You mentioned that you thought you look at that.
The Sancho one, if it happens, it happens. Whatever. But the Osimhen one, I need to. By that time, I need to have. Here we go. He's on his way. He's passed the medical. They've done some ridiculous music video they always do to introduce players, and there's a photo of him with a fake piece of paper that looks like a contract in a pen in his hand. Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is though, like, because I feel like, because obviously deadline's at 11 p.m. I think.
Yes.
So,
but if you put
yes,
if you send I don't know if it's the FA Premier, but if you send like papers through that you're in the process of a deal, it can be extended. Yeah. So because we did that for Ashley Cole once, and we signed him like at 4 a.m. or something like that. And it was
because I think because this is what Arsenal eventually did for Partey as well. Like, so it happened.
Yeah.
So essentially, and I feel like this is I think that's the scenario that's going to happen.
From
you?
I think Berbatov was one of those, wasn't he? To
Well, that he was late.
Where it was like a late.
It went past the deadline before
it was late.
I mean, I think Peter Odin Wing is still waiting outside QPR to be signed.
Yeah, because I think if you get certain documents, they allow you.
Yeah, if you're in the process of a deal,
they extend the period.
Like price and everything's been agreed, and you're in the process.
Send the papers through.
Yeah, you send notification through, and then they extend it. They extend it for you. So, but I don't want that. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen though. I feel like this was gonna happen. So I personally think, because for me it's like I don't think it goes this far into the window just to not end up not getting me personally. I have my opinions about Osimhen. People tracking planes, isn't there? If it's agreed,
people are not going to sleep. I remember he was streaming all the way to 3 a.m. for the Caicedo situation. So people are not going to bed doing that today pretty much for us now. But
and also we still have to get a lot of people out as well, whether it's on loan or
like Proya thing.
Broya's injured, so he's going to probably stay to at least January and then get loaned out that way. Still, obviously, Sterling may stay. No one's going to buy Chilwell because he's rubbish and he earns too much. There's going to be there's Chalobah, whether he goes, do we get another defender in? I'd sell Badashili and Disasi after today's performances. But no, maybe Newcastle come in for one of those two or something like that, because Gurhi's like, everyone keeps forgetting Gurhi. They want 70 million because they owe a 20% selling to us. So they want over 70 million because it's like the Zaha thing from Manchester United. Manchester United had a 25% sell-on fee for Zaha. Yeah. That's why they always ask for 75 million from Arsenal for him, because they would have to give.
I have a question. You done with Buddy Sheila? Because obviously,
he just I don't know what's happened. He looked great under Potter. That's saying something. And even under Lampard, he looked okay. But I don't know. He just doesn't. I don't know. I mean, Disasi. I don't know. I think Badashili looks worse than Disasi.
Damn.
I'm not saying something. I don't know, Jays. I mean,
what do you think it is?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if he came back too early from injury last season, because
I don't think players just turn. Unless it was a purple patch. I don't think players just turn bad just like that.
Maybe it's looking like it was a purple patch, to be honest.
Maybe it was, and that's why we linked to that Benfica defender, Araujo. When I saw that yesterday, it said Araujo. When I said Araujo, I thought Barcelona. I thought, are we going to sign the guy from Barcelona?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's a good player.
And then the team name began with B, and I was like, oh, Benfica. They're the biggest scam artists in the world, Benfica. The biggest scam artists in the world. Biggest scam artists. They talk about Chelsea and Man City selling well. Look at Benfica. Benfica
are the selling kings, because most of the players turn up like scrubs as well.
Yes. When is it? It's been what? There's been like Diaz and Edison
I
at
think
United.
yes, Edison and
Probably turned
Bernardo
out-
went to Monaco. Bernardo went to Monaco.
Ronaldo went to Monaco. Yeah, so he went to Monaco.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mad. Look at the players. I mean, they just signed fucking João Neves for about 75 million. I don't know if he's going to be that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They signed
Yeah, you're
João Felix for 100+ million and stuff like that.
Nunes.
Maybe Di Maria probably is the one that turned out pretty well, but that's years ago. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was time ago. Like,
Yeah.
if you talk about
Ramos,
Ramos,
Gonzalo Ramos. Oh yeah.
Renato
Darwin
Sanchez.
Nunes.
Sanchez. Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Renato Sanchez. Enzo Fernandez.
Get
Huge question mark on Enzo. You
Yeah,
know.
it's exactly because Enzo hasn't really for how much Chelsea have kind of paid for him. You would
Actually,
expect
Jez, the wing back for Leverkusen, he played for Benfica, didn't he?
Yeah, Ronaldo. He went. That's the funny part. He left on a free.
He did.
Oh,
He left on a free.
He left on a free.
Yeah, he left on a free. And that's the funny
He's
part
actually
about
turned out very good. He's turned out very good.
This is the story of when you go to Benfica. Like only really some of these guys actually turn out to do as you will. There's more misses than hits actually.
No,
Their scouting is tremendous in terms of what they get those players.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
Literally. But that's the thing though. A lot of these guys come from the academy.
yes.
That's another.
The coaching is going spot on. The coaching is smart.
Yeah. Yes, and that's the thing, and I feel like the Portuguese league still has enough prestige where people feel comfortable paying the money in the end of the day. Like, because I was thinking now this Thomas Araujo thing, because
Shouts to Valencia.
I think Thomas Araujo feels more like a Tosin kind of thing deal because I looked at him up. The guy can play a lot of football at Benfica itself, so it's kind of like. Because I said this, Chelsea should have tried maybe in this window to go big in the centre back. Personally, I feel like because like bro, at the moment in time, from what I saw, obviously, I'm not saying it's as bad as I don't think it's as bad as Ange maybe at times, but it gives me like these vibes where like these two managers don't really care too much about the defense if it means the goals coming in.
No, I agree. I agree. Looking at it now, we should have bought a centre back, but that's probably not going to happen unless there's at least two let's say Osimhen, Chalobah, and someone else is probably not going to happen. Yeah, I just saw that worry, Jay. Yeah, that's what Fabrizio just said. People from Chelsea, people at Chelsea, 2M right now in Italy are working on a deal for Victor Osimhen. Chelsea have to be creative with the salary.
These incentives and things of that nature.
It's going to be like base salary is going to be big, but even the bonuses and incentives wise are going to be. And I think he'll go on loan with an obligation. He just didn't want to do loan with an option.
Do you think there's going to be a situation where he ends up just getting the money that he wants originally?
I think we get very close. And it works out that he probably even gets more with bonuses and incentives. Do you know what I mean? I think we get very close to a base, like guaranteed money. We get very close that we break the wage structure by a considerable amount. But we incentivize. It's the biggest incentivized contract we give out.
But I think this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do because like clearly,
I think that's what contracts. All contracts should be incentivized based.
100%. But I feel like that's the issue because there are certain players they're just not gonna budge down.
Well, Sterling's contract's not incentivized. Sterling's contract's not incentivized. He doesn't. His wages didn't drop because we're not in Champions League. That was after the sporting directors came in. So he's won the This is before. So his contract's not affected by us not being in the Champions League. I think, or it's not heavily.
I mean, Victor has two choices. Victor has two choices in it because if he doesn't go to Chelsea, no one doesn't take the contract. He has to play in Saudi for at least 2 seasons, in my opinion.
Well, if he goes to Saudi, he has to stay there for at least 2 years because he wants it in. And isn't there a thing that you have to stay there for a while before you get your money or something like that?
Yeah, because apparently even heard of Henderson, like he did.
Henderson had to pay, right? Henderson had to pay
something like that. Like he
ended up at Ajax. Yeah, I forgot he went back.
Yeah, but he had to pay, didn't he? He had to pay to get out, and I think you had to stay there for a while to start getting the big bucks rolling in. And this is talking about Warrior J's last message. Yeah.
Chelsea are writing on their short list. in case one defender leaves in the final days. No bid at the stage. Bahrawi is really appreciated as per CNN.
That's a new term
Portugal,
now for us.
Paris Saint-Germain won. Yeah, me
I've seen that
and
this summer.
Bruno was talking about it on
He's
the
really
channel before.
appreciated.
He's
Yeah,
appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's admired.
Just,
He's
just
admired.
the one just now with the Osimhen thing, like creative with the salary. Like, what does no?
What does that mean? Like everything's through paper on here, but we give you the money bags with the dollar sign to make
that's
up.
it. Give you in the duffel bag.
Hey, the child is killing me. The child's killing. I saw people say that some of them want Van der Ven and some want Romero in the chat. You know the funny part about it is, Van der Ven would actually ironically be the best centre back Chelsea could have had right now.
Oh yeah.
Like
what
in
you
terms
want
of
and what
the
you get
situation.
is what you want. Jez wants Beyonce. One is one thing, you know what I'm saying? A whole
Yeah,
different
bro,
thing.
Not to play centre back. That's the thing.
Oh. I mean, I'm striker. You know what I'm saying? I want to strike. I want to play up front, 20 goals a season, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In the league.
I hate you, like, yo.
I'm saying, let me in. Oh man,
This is a guy, man.
Nah.
This guy, yo.
I'm saying, hey, single lady.
This guy, yo. I'm single
lady. I'm a single lady. I put your hands up. Man,
Hey, Chinlu, this is crazy, yo. That's his backline. It's decent.
That's what I'm saying. Chinlu gets it, man. Chinlu gets it, bro. Crazy in love. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez. It's crazy.
Very good foundations. Very good foundations.
Yeah, it's a very, very sturdy foundations.
Good branding. Good branding.
Ray Allen, shut your mouth. Ray Allen, shut your mouth, Ray Allen. Shut your mouth, yeah.
How dare you?
Just because she's old doesn't mean she's decent.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mason Mount will be out due to a new injury. During the last game, I picked up a minor muscle issue. I'll be out for a few games. I worked hard to get my fitness back to where it needs to be. I didn't even start the rest of it. Yeah, I just wanted to get to this quick. Mason Mount injured. In other news was wet. Fire is hot. Awful signing. Awful player. Absolute foolishness. The fact that Manchester United fans bought this at the time, bought it during the deal. People thought he was going to do well in his first season. People thought he was going to come back and do well. Limited player. Word to Eddie, relay runner. He's a 4x, not even 100 because he ain't even a powerful runner. He's a 4x400 meter runner. That's what he is. I'm saying 1500 meter runner by himself. He could run like the 800 meters. Or that's actually 400 meters in the relays. Not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Don't offer anything. He's injured again. Actually, I don't wish injuries on players never, but I am thankful he's injured. So at least Xerxes probably going to play now.
Do you know, just on a side note, that someone put in one of the group chats in Fabrizio on playback said Brentford called about Ben Chilwell today.
Brentford, really?
Probably a loan deal. Probably a loan deal.
I think apparently, because somebody reported the starting left back just got injured for the rest of the season today.
Yeah, so it'll be a loan deal.
So I think they're just in panic motion now because obviously didn't see it coming.
Hey, come on down to our yard sale. Come on down.
Chelsea say yes. No more Bruno false nine. Thank fuck for that. That means when we play Liverpool, Xerxes got to play. There's no Højlund.
Are we sure?
There's no Mount. There's no Sancho. He's got nobody else.
Bruno in the 10.
There's no. Yeah, Bruno will play in the 10. It'll be Bruno in the 10.
Yeah.
He ain't got nothing else. There's no one else he can play.
Unless he's stupid enough to just put Bruno in the false nine and Sirski in the 10.
Yes.
He's definitely
How about no?
I don't think Agate starts, but I think he gets off the bench.
Casemiro, Mino as the midfield, and he could play Bruno at false nine.
I'd take that.
I'm just saying
to get Bruno out in midfield.
That's not been announced, right?
Midfield. No,
not been announced, right?
No, I think he passed his medical. That's it, but he's not been announced.
How long does it friggin' take for you guys to get this? This has been since like Monday or Tuesday. I mean, you should have already wrapped this up by now. I mean, for Christ's sake. He's in the bloody country, for God's sake.
We're trying to get Sterling and get rid of Sancho as well. But, hey, that's probably taking all the time. That's what we're doing. But yeah, that's the midfield I want to see. Me and Nero were discussing this on Man United. We will never see it. But if Bruno I'd happily see Bruno at 9 if it means him out of the midfield and have Maino in there with Agate and Casemiro. I would happily say, because then it's like 3 midfielders I actually trust in there, especially in a game against Liverpool as well. And then maybe Ten Hag stumbles across that and then continues to use it. And then you can bring Xerxes off the bench if you want to change it. So, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Yo, Flawless, are you going to discuss the Europa League draw? Yeah, I suppose so. Wait, I've not even seen the pots. I'll have to check.
I can show you the pots. I think somebody posted a Tottenham site.
We'll get to it. Yeah, we'll get to the pots very, very shortly, people. Don't worry about that as well. Just quickly, obviously on Spurs here. Real Betis are still in talks for Lo Celso. Negotiations are taking place, but Tottenham are not accepting current conditions of the deal. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, your thoughts quickly. You want to see the back of Lo Celso? What are you saying? You want him to stay?
Yeah, time to go, man. Time to go. Like him, Lo Celso, that whole window. All these guys just didn't have window working out. Sessio is more unfortunate because of injuries, but the rest of them hasn't worked out. If he leaves, everyone from that window would be gone now at the football club. So I want to see him gone. Funny that Fabrizio said we are not accepting the current condition of the deal because Lo Celso has a year left in this deal, so he goes on a free.
Yeah.
But the question mark is, what are the conditions? Because like, if they're just asking for like some straight loan, of course you don't obviously accept because you want them to get rid of him. We don't want to extend his contract and then send him out on loan. So yeah, sure, you have to sell. I expect him to be gone by the end of today, because obviously it's already Friday here, people. Same with Regulon. Regulon is still here. So if anybody needs a left back, right there, it's available. I think he has a year left on this deal as well.
Take Regulon on loan as well.
So, like he's available. So if anyone needs a left back, Brentford, if you want to come back in again and he wants to go back,
shut up, man. Shut up, man. You're trying to
I'm just saying, like,
shut up,
we're just trying to get rid of players here, man. And as we said it here last week, I don't think anybody's coming in normal for the rest of the window because now we're in a situation where we got rid of so much Deadwood and we still have so much players that have question marks about them, and I talked about it. I talked about it actually in a group chat today. This is the season where a lot of these players have to prove themselves if they are deserving to be in the football club. So talking about the Ben Davis, but he has a year left, so I think he's going to be gone. Bissouma, he needs to prove himself.
It's his testimonial year, Ben Davis. He's not leaving. It's testimonial year.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think.
He's been there 10 years.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 years. It's going to be 10 years. That's why
he's one of Poch's first signings.
Yes, when he came through. Yeah, bro, he's been here forever, bro.
Do you know what the deal was? It was a swap deal that Spurs got 2 players in Davis and a goalkeeper. So that's Swansea's number 1 goalkeeper, which is and they sold Sigurdsson to Swansea that year because he'd been on the.
I mean, they did end up being
Vorm, that was it. The goalkeeper's name was Vorm. That was it, Vorm.
Oh, yeah, Vorm. Yeah,
it's very weird. He was number 1. He was number 1 goalie at Swansea. And he went to sit on the bench.
Yeah, he's actually liked at Tottenham as well, even as a bench player. Yeah. So I don't know, but point is kind of like what I was trying to say is that a lot of these players in the team have to prove themselves this season because if not, we're talking about these players leaving the football club maybe next summer because the issue right now is we can't sign players. We have too many players from the international standpoint. We don't produce academy players who can take spots then. So now the issue is that the club doesn't want to add players and just not register them for Europe. That's the issue right now that we have. So I talked in the group chat, in the Spurs group chat, is that comes back to not actually investing in the academy because we used to get away with that by having Skip, Harry Kane, Tanganga, and then a goalkeeper for the academy. So because we needed at least 4 of these guys. So I feel like, but now even now with Spurs, you kind of see now there's a bit more investment in the academy. So in the future time, you start maybe seeing guys be at least on the bench to get away with that. But don't be surprised if there are going to be some sales next summer in terms of the bigger players. Like, and I'm expecting, like I said, I don't know because again, it's one thing because Tottenham is used to being a team that wants to sell players under their conditions, but then end up having to sell for less because they have to understand that these players don't have a bigger they don't have the biggest stocks right now in football.
Yeah. The stocks are not good. They don't command a big transfer fee. Like the transfer market showing their value.
Ironically,
knowledge big up as well. Big up.
Aliyah actually came in this summer, and they were willing to pay big money for Richarlison. The issue is Richarlison doesn't want to leave, and we can't. Well, technically we can force him, but Ange doesn't want to do stuff like that with players like that. Even though I think you have to just force him out, because Richarlison is the reason why we can't sign a left-sided centre back right now. He's the reason why we can't sign a backup left back. Like, bro, we don't have a bro. You have to realize we don't have, unless we go to the academy. We don't have a backup for Van der Ven, and we don't have a backup for the Dogi this season. So if these guys get injured, that's the problem. And it could be long season.
Ben Davies.
What do you say?
I got a couple of centre back and left back for you. You sure?
Yeah, I told you. I take Chalobah. I told you that. But
you take what?
I take Chalobah. I said so.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Sassy on Bale.
Ah, hell no. Nah. Like,
you know what I find funny is, I know you don't. I know you don't subscribe to this. I still find it funny that Spurs fans. We're going to a big stadium now. We're going to earn all this money. We're going to spend. We're not in PSR trouble, bro. You're still run by the same guy from 20 years ago. You know what I mean? You're still run by that same guy.
And that's the thing for me.
He sees football as the lowest. He sees football as the lowest denominator for that stadium. It's the lowest.
And this is the funny part, because this is the funny part. The football still brings a lot of money. That's the funny part about it. And
it's huge.
Bro, if you just look at it just from revenue standpoint, not in the Premier League, we're talking about across the world. We're in the top 10 in terms of revenue and making money in the stadium alone.
So a single match day is like anywhere between £2 and £3 million collected just for a match day. So of course it's like, when you have owners who, in their mind, maybe making so much money, why should they care? Like, obviously, you can make more money when you win more, of course. But the money that we're making is a lot of money to them already. So it's kind of like in the situation where I don't really buy into all these narratives. All I'm buying into is the scenarios where I look into the window. Me personally, I'm actually in the minority. I think we had a good window, decent window. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's amazing, because for me, amazing means you go and get another winger. You go get a left-sided centre back, and you go and get a left back. But you got a lot of guys out of the club that had to leave. I hope just next season you can create a scenario where some of the actual first teamers, we're talking about actually selling them if they don't perform. Like, I'm saying, generally speaking, bro, like the Zuma, Bentancur, the Madisons, if I only get 2-3 months out of the rest of the 2-3 months of the season, and then you stink. Yeah. I'm talking about wanting to sell you guys as a fan.
Yeah, that's
because you guys are hindering us from signing players, and this is a big issue. That's about Spurs. Yeah, that's about Spurs, because also that nothing really have happened. Like nothing in training, anything. So yeah.
There was a big break out this week, I read, right? In training, they missed a couple of days training or something like that.
Solanke wasn't in training. Solanke wasn't in training. There was a scare that Van der Ven wasn't there, but Van der Ven was in training. It's just they didn't show him. That
just shows you haven't done enough.
Yeah,
that's what I don't. I think you've done. I think with Solanke signing, you've done enough to still be in contention for top 4, and that's it.
Yes, and this is. But what's the aim here? And this is the aim that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the aim is to be just competing for top 4. The aim is, and this is what I always tell. And this is what I tell people all the time. Like when I look at all the transfers, yeah, like of course, as fans, we all aspire to wanting to compete for the Champions League and the Premier League. But I'm just somebody who's more realistic. But what I think from what we try, with the money that we can spend, with the money that we do spend, and players that we do get in, do I think we can win trophies? 100%. I saw Newcastle just a couple of seasons in the final. I saw Coventry in the semi-final just last season. So of course we can win trophies. It's just with we are just limited of where we really as fans want to be competing, which is obviously Premier League and Champions League. But I'm realistic about it. So I'm not really, you're not going to see me saying, oh, we can win the Premier League or we can win the Champions League. I think we can win the Europa League. I think we can win the Conference League if we get it together as a team, as the manager. But there's always something happening. Like, for example, I don't believe we can make it far in the Europa League because I think the manager's not setting up in the right way currently. But these are a question mark that we will have to see. And we have a couple of horrible games coming up. I looked at our fixtures, and even some of these favorable ones, they could be tricky. Just have to say.
I just think like I said, I believe he's actually done something he hasn't done before, and that he usually spends more when you're out of the Champions League, isn't it? So he's actually done something.
Yeah, but
or not spend, maybe just recruit less than you usually do.
We would usually when we out of Europe, what happens is that we end up getting more players in. I think that's what it is. That's what it is more so. But
I just think though, I can just see. I don't know if it will happen this season. I can just see if you don't do the Champions League again, I can just see Ange just walking next summer.
I can't lie. I said this hot take. Obviously, because Jose, you said it as well. I think Ange getting himself stuff before he then even scenario where he.
Oh, mouth off. He'll do it on Conte, but doing more and more. He'll do more and more than Conte.
It's not even from that perspective because. And I'm looking at our football now, and we played Everton, and we won 4-0. We smashed them. Very quick review, but I'm still not happy with the way we give them chances away.
Yeah,
I'm not happy with Everton. And there's no control in the game, and I keep saying it. It's the same from last season, and the manager's completely ignoring these issues. He's shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah.
It's getting hidden because we won 4-0. Everybody's happy. Everybody forgets the Leicester game all of a sudden.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree.
So Newcastle has started this season shit. They have not been great.
They were crap against Bournemouth. Oh my god!
They barely beat Forest in the cup in the penalty.
They only beat Southampton 1-0, didn't they? I know they went down to 10 men, but
even then, Steve said, Steve even himself said. Before even the red card, they were shit against Southampton.
We did say this.
The transfer window. I mean, they spent so much time trying to recruit Gurley. They put
that's nothing. That's done nothing.
17 bids in for him or something. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly. So
give up, bro.
So they have started this season horribly in the transfer market. That's not been great.
You know what? They could have actually instead of bidding so to go, they could have bought Lacroix instead of Chris.
Yeah, they went to Palace. Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Like they are. There's a question. That's a question for them to answer. But my whole point is kind of like Newcastle going.
You need revenge, bro. You could see 10 goals the last two visits.
In the last two games. Yeah. But guess what? Dr. Tottenham is going to come. Guess what? Dr. Tottenham is coming through this weekend.
Yeah,
and
I knew I was right to pick that game.
Yeah, remember they were 5-0 down in 20 minutes.
Yeah. I knew I was right to pick that game.
Last year it was all about let's get revenge. Let's do.
And I told people, Newcastle are going to smash us, bro. I told people that.
You did say that. I remember saying that.
And people thought last season before was just an anomaly. No, it wasn't an anomaly because we stink at St. James. It's an early kickoff. These two combinations are terrible, and they did us again. Early kick again, another early kickoff against Newcastle away. This screams Newcastle 4-1. I'll be honest, and I'm not trying to exaggerate it.
It's on a Sunday again as well, isn't it? It's on a Sunday again.
It's a Sunday again. It screams like. Don't get twisted. I hope Tottenham.
We'll be watching up throughout the playback as well, people.
I hope Tottenham can prove me wrong and they can actually go and beat Southampton. I literally quoted the tweet yesterday saying, and the original tweet was, all men want. There's only one thing that man want, and I quote tweeted that tweet saying with away win at St. James. That's all I want. That's all I want because bro, the last two trips has been terrifying, bro. Like. Terrible. Harry Kane. Do you know there were actually people who were trying to defend Kane in that 6th whatever game was because he scored a goal. Fuck all that. Yeah. Everybody stunk that game. I don't care if he scored one goal in a 6 goal thrashing. So I would not be there personally. I could have watched it. I might not even watch the game personally, but because I'm scared. I'm scared for the team. And then we talking about after international. I'm scared for the team. I'm sorry, bro. I'm scared. I'm scared for the team. I'll be honest. The manager is not setting these guys. The manager is not setting these guys up. The manager is setting these guys up to get bullied. And how can I not be scared? I'll be honest. We can go
for the derby the week after as well.
International break.
If you lose heavily there again, I think you've got a case to take to the Premier League and go, from now on, can we just give the 3 points to Newcastle instead of travelling?
See, it doesn't help that the manager plays into the hand. It doesn't help.
Or them fast players and he plays a high line and it's Gordon and Isak and
bro, and then the midfield, and it's like, and then even the midfield is like, bro. I looked at our just out of curiosity. I looked at Tonali's box too. I looked at Man City's structure where they play in possession. I looked at Arsenal's. I looked at even United's and other teams. Bro, we literally play. We're the only team that plays for. We and United are the only teams that play for lone six and complain about that we get encountered. We're the only teams. We're the only teams that play for lone six and complain about the fact that we get encountered the way we do. And this is where I say I have to play the manager, and people know I'm not even Ange out. That's the funny part. I'm not even Ange out, but he's not helping himself, and the obvious signs are there for him. But he's not. He's one of the managers, as we said. He's stubborn. He's gonna die on his tactic, and if he's gonna die like this, I can't sit here and defend him personally.
Yeah, because even Maresca adjusted his tactics away to Wolves. Yes, because
eventually,
because they were running through us. So
100%. Because and this is the thing. Like I look at our back five. Generally speaking, there's not many players I suppose from an individual standpoint with even other Premier League sides. Even though I rate certain players, because I think our back five is something that I can at least be happy about and actually happy about. But the way they're getting peppered, the way he gets peppered each week, is I don't even say it's an individual issue. From the individual standpoint, all of them do their job. But if they get set up to the point where every time it's always like a 3-on-2, 4-on-2, 4-on-3,
it's madness.
You're gonna score. You're gonna concede goals. And this is where I don't blame these guys. Like I bet you both would take Van de Ven or Romero. I bet you would take Udogie. Like I bet some. I don't know if some would take him, but maybe Flores will take Vicario.
I take Vicario, Van de Ven, and Udogie. Yes, and yes.
I probably would take Vicario because I've seen him more than the others, so I probably would take Vicario.
And I take Poro, yes. And yes.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
I'm mad.
So I don't think these are bad players.
I don't need Mathis.
Yeah, you don't need those.
Chelsea got enough players.
You want me to add Madders? I mean, you might as well just bring the team. Just bring the drinks at half time.
I'll take Madders. And you know what, Son? If you play centre forward, run me Son. I'll take Son as well.
And this is what I'm trying to say. We have, even though we as Spurs fans, we complain about our team and our squad overall. It's not. This is people act that some Spurs fans act like this like some bum team that should be sitting mid-table. I don't think so. I think this team can be in the areas between 4th to 8th. I think in those areas. Yeah. I'm not saying here this. I don't say this Tottenham team can compete for the Premier League. I'm not saying that. This team can compete for top 4 when they get it together. I think this team can be in Europa League spots, even Conference League. And we had worse teams still be able to compete in those areas. That's why I think this is where I think certain Tottenham fans overdo it. No, where I do agree is that if we really want to take the next step, we need more. That's the conversation that I agree on. So, but this is where I look at the manager now. It's like you have tools there. Use them in the right way. But I don't think he's doing it. Like I'm looking at our pictures. I brought them up. Hold on one sec. I bring them up on the share screen.
Yeah. Make sure you open the new tab with the Europa League pots as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna look for that as well. Well, screen share the Tottenham pictures in it.
But it's gonna be good. Let's see this.
Bro. Alright, so okay, so we played obviously Everton.
Before you carry on, you lot in the chat, can you see that okay? Or does
you zoom in a bit?
Can you zoom in? Yeah, zoom in a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it's better? Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're playing Newcastle away obviously this week. We played them after international break. Sorry?
You usually do well there, so that's fine.
okay. Well said. To be fair, we did better last time than the time before. Oh Lord! Then we play Arsenal at home.
Yeah, a little derby doesn't mean anything.
I don't care what people tell me about this. And that's no. We get the trash, bro. We get the trash, bro. I'm just saying that. Then we play Coventry away. No, I should be confident, but guess what? They're going to
He's going to rotate, isn't he?
He's going to rotate, and this is
he's going to massively rotate,
and that's the problem right there. And you got to remember, there's probably going to be Europa League games coming through as well now. So
he's going to massively rotate.
I'm terrified for this away game because he's going to rotate. Then Brentford's been a decent side this season, in my opinion.
Sancho at left back.
Oh, okay, you know what? We can cook there if you play. Just play Audibert on the other side, bro. Don't play Johnson. Play Audibert and just let him cook Brent and Chilwell. But even then, Brentford's still gonna be a hard game. They make games hard. No, this game versus Man United, I don't even know. I'll be honest. This is just the only 50-50. Generally speaking,
I just said I
don't rate United. I don't rate United, but I'm not happy with what I'm seeing currently. So this is what I'm saying. I think we lose Brighton. And then the anomaly.
Right, that's not the same Brighton though. It's not the same intent. Like it's not deservedly Brighton.
So far, I know, but
I know. I'm just saying, it's not as intense. It's not as intense. It's not as intense. Even against Everton, I'm telling you right now. Watch the extended highlights against Everton. They gave away a lot of chances at Everton.
Sounds like Brighton.
We give a lot of chances away too.
I know.
You might see a 4-4 or some shit. So,
hey, the way you selling me watching most Spurs games, I ain't gonna lie.
And the funny part is, like, I agree with you with the Brighton thing, but we chances give away.
I don't know why I'm trying to help. Like, it's probably my Machiavellian side trying to give you hope. You know, it's all right.
No. See, I accepted the reality. That's why I'm like, I accepted the reality of what could happen actually in these next weeks. You're gonna start seeing Ange trending for quite a few weeks now. This is what I'm trying to say. And I'm
out after every game.
Man said I've accepted the reality. That's a crazy.
I've accepted the reality that the manager is refusing to play defense, bro. Bro,
what he's done is he's already planned. He's planned it so far ahead that even if something negative happens, it doesn't affect him because he's already built it up in his mind.
See, I deeped it because I looked at the pictures too. I never look at pictures.
So what did we decide? What there was? So if we go back through the game, what results are we doing? Yeah, losses. Yeah.
Win, draw,
potential knockout.
Draw, loss.
Now you'll beat Brentford at home, surely.
Oh, people forget how our Brentford game last time at home went. It wasn't easy. It wasn't that pretty. People forget that. And Brentford missed chances in that game as well. Without Tony. I think Tony was there. Never mind.
Yeah, Tony won't be there. Tony won't be
there. Yeah, this was it. Tony won't be there. So it might be a bit easier. Gee, the only benefit is Mopai won't be there. So Madison can actually stay focused.
By the way, can you believe he got a move to Marseille, this guy?
I can't believe it.
This guy started the week being shouted at by Everton fans in a tube station or something. He's on the way to frigging Marseille. I mean, football's not fair sometimes. Football's not fair. It's just not fair.
I needed him still at Brentford for that Tottenham Brentford game.
By the way, just a piece of advice for Morpay. If you try and say that stuff to Marseille fans, you better run or be in a building tall that they can't see you, bro. Do you know what I mean? You think those Everton fans were rough on you? You ain't seen nothing with those Marseille fans. Let me tell you right now.
These guys are a menace. But it's the point I was trying to make in the clip is that you're not gonna see. I'm spread it. I'm trying to spread it out. No pause. No diddy.
Hey,
I'm gonna spread.
Yo. That's
why I had to start. That's why I had to start up because even in my mind, as soon as I wanted to say it, I was like, "Hey, yo!" But but I have to say it somehow. So I felt like that. But this is the frustrating. That's the frustrating part about it. This is because I know this is coming, but I like the manager too much.
Hey, yo.
I like the manager too much to actually go after him. But my manager is concussed, bro. Like shout out to Musa. The manager is concussed.
The manager because zoom in a little bit, yo. This is the Europa League.
I'm just getting more depressed, Jez. Here we go.
I can't. It doesn't let me zoom in. So
that's cool.
I read it Let me know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
pot one is AS Roma, Manchester United, Porto, Ajax, Rangers, Eintracht Frankfurt, Lazio, Tottenham, and Slavia Praha.
Why are
It's
you
Slavia
in pot
Prague.
one?
Competition. Isn't it? We just barely made it.
Piss off! You don't do anything in Europe. What are you?
They just, you know what it is? They just happen to be in Europe, though. That's what it is because they've been in Europe. Some of them teams probably have been in Europe.
Rubbish.
No, I think the Champions League final appearance actually boosted us so much.
That was 5 years ago.
Did you see how high Chelsea's coefficient is? Even before the Champions League,
we generally do well in Europe. You know.
This is the thing, but this is what I'm trying to say. I think it really boosts your coefficient if you make just far into the competition.
How many points do you have of that?
54.
Yeah, that Champions League final appearance is 50,000 points. That's right there. That's what it is.
Let me
the
see.
4,000 are other.
These are the UEFA rankings right now.
The other 4,000 is the rest of your European competitions combined over the years.
Oh, right, yeah. Here we go. Club coefficients. So this is the UEFA rankings. I'm looking at it right now. So City are first, Real Madrid is second, Bayern Munich third, Liverpool fourth.
We're like in the 40s or some shit.
PSG sixth, Villarreal seventh, Dortmund eighth, Chelsea ninth, Inter Milan 10th, Manchester United 14th, West Ham 16th.
We weren't even in Europe last year.
Arsenal 19th.
That's what I'm trying to say.
We weren't even in Europe. We're still in the top 10.
Tottenham are 45. Tottenham are 45.
I told you be in the 40s. 30 or...
No, 45. Newcastle 82. Yeah.
So in the Conference League, then I expect us to be in pot one in top of it.
You are top. You're top in the.
I think we should just be in the top by ourselves. The rest of them. I actually think the competition should be redone where the winner has to face us in the final. That's what it should be. You don't even have to play till next May. We don't have to play till next May. That's what it should be.
Eli, I said it anyways, just because I have to say it in a certain way. Anyways, let me go.
Now he's blaming his accent again. I love
Let
this
me go.
guy. He always blames his accent.
I'm not even saying his accent though.
Pot two. Go on, Jesse. Go.
It's Real Sociedad, AS Alkmaar, Praga, Olympiacos, Lyon, and PAOK.
I think that's Panathinaikos.
Greek side. It's a Greek side.
Panathinaikos. Yeah, but you can say PAOK. Yeah, Warrior J. I see that comment.
Fenerbahce, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Fenerbahce.
Is that Fenerbahce or is that a different team?
No, that's
Fenerbahce. That's Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, that's another Turkish team, isn't it?
That's another Turkish team.
No, it's a different team. It's in Hungary. There's
Hungarian team.
Hungary, yeah.
I was close.
I think they're East Europe, right? Hungary. Yeah, but pot three.
Balkan state.
Pot three are Karabakh, Galatasaray, Victoria Pilsen, Bodo Klimt, Union Saint-Gilloise.
Ludicrous heritage on this channel. They're gonna draw. They're drawing United or Spurs already.
Give me that.
It'll be the irony. The irony that game we will put on a playback or a watch along because of that. After 2.5 years of waiting for one to actually take place, it actually happened.
We will. All I'm saying is we will be there. We will be there. Ludicrous, Michelin, and Marvel. And there's pot four
as well. Okay.
Yeah. Pot four is Athletic Club, Hoffenheim, Nice, Anderlecht, FC Twente, Besiktas, FKAF. Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah, that must be a mistake. There can't be two. Is that the same team? Are they under the same?
It might be in the same country. That's what.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. There's two FK areas.
Yes. When if you'll get Nice.
You're
drawing Nice. Wait, you think? Wait, there's not two games. Is it? It's not home and away. It's either one home or one.
No, it's one. So it says even on the side here. What's it called?
It says in PAOK, same league. I appreciate that, Benjamin. Appreciate it. I know these things.
And then Elfsborg, I never heard of them. I can't like Elfsborg, I never heard of them.
That's gotta be. Is that like Norwegian or something? That sounds
maybe.
It's a place in Middle Earth. Elfsborg.
I don't know. It sounds like a fantasy.
Sounds like it's in Harry Potter or something. Let's go to
Literally,
Elfsborg.
literally.
Yeah, it
That
does.
was
So it sounds like the next door neighbor to Asgard. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I'm
It's
just
like
borrowing
the
some
next
sugar
door-
from Elfsborg.
Yeah, it's the
Come to
next.
Spot. What did you say? The local Aldi's in Elfsborg. I'm just going to pop over there for the weekly show.
No, so
Oh man.
So
So
I'm
I'm looking
looking-
here.
yeah.
Go on, then you
Yeah,
go.
go on.
Just go. Give us your thoughts on it.
No,
No, give us your thoughts on it.
okay, my thoughts on this is
Central
the okay, my thoughts is oh Lord, like because obviously what happens obviously as we know we play home and away from one team, home and away from each pot, and I'll be honest.
Is it not two
Don't
teams? Yes, it's two teams. isn't it?
Two teams from each pot you can play.
Hmm.
You end up playing, and obviously one game is going to be at home and one game is going to be away.
Yeah.
So well, I'll be honest. Don't give me a team, Turkish team away. Don't give me a Turkish team away. I'll be honest, because I look at the competition here. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. In the first pod, I'm gonna do a review here for United as well. Might as well. I'll be honest. The teams I'm looking for, the teams I would be somewhat mindful is probably Roma, Porto, and Lazio. These are the teams I probably would be mindful of in part one.
For me, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yeah, run me Rangers or Slavia Prague. That's who I'm looking for.
Yeah, but I want the easiest 12 possible. Like, for me, if you can give me a scenario where we play Ajax, Rangers, and Slavia Prague from pot one.
What? I'm not even. I don't even bother bringing up the Conference League. Who's in that? I couldn't care less. Who's in that one? It's just. Even if I was in this. Even if I was Europa League, what this states to me is I just want these 8 games over and done with as quickly as possible and just get through to the knockout stages. I mean, at least in the Champions League, you got some glamour-ties. Like Villa have got like Juventus and Bayern Munich in them. Do you know what I mean?
Manchester United away to Elfsborg is a big glamour tie. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be doing the watch along for that one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. 100%. United at home to carry you back. Man's there.
Oh, United away at Fenerbahce.
Hey, shit, that's no more Turkish.
Actually,
Manchester United at home to Ludicrous or whatever they're called.
Ludogorets, man.
Ludogorets. Sorry,
yeah, man. And Bodo Glimt. Run me them scrubs from Belgium called Union St. Gonads. Run me.
Yo, chill.
I want Spurs or Man United to get.
Union hold on. So you saying you want to play at home against Union St. So you're scared
away.
Away.
Away. I want it away.
Jez, do you not understand? Do you understand? We want to see in their own stadium Union special granddads get dunked on. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Bro, they're not getting dunked on.
They're rubbish. Rubbish.
No, I said it's really cool. If you get Union St. Jalot, I want to be at home. I don't want to play.
They're rubbish.
No, it's Jalot. It's Jalot.
Union St. Gillette. But yeah, in regards to it, favorable definitely. So I'm looking at definitely from pot 1, Slavia Prague, Rangers. Pot 2, anyone.
Actually going to be Maccabi, Tel Aviv, and Fener.
The bottom 2 teams. All PA, okay.
Send United to Galatasaray again. They always like that trick.
Fuck all that. We don't need that drama. Pot 3, Union St. I need Union St. Gonads. I need them. You know what I'm saying? All Mitchell and all Ludogorets.
Of course, you don't want to play away. You don't want to play away at Besiktas.
No, I don't want to go to bit, but no more Turkish. No more Turkish.
Tell you what, a dangerous club in pot 4 is Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, I agree.
That's Athletic Club.
Away, especially away.
Yeah, Athletic Club.
Especially away.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go to Spain. I'm not trying to go spitting.
That Basque
Germany, anywhere like that. Yeah, I ain't trying to go to any of the.
You don't do well in Spain anyway, right? United don't do well in Spain anyway. It's like the record's very poor, isn't it?
It's crazy, but it's the one place we won the Champions League. It's mad. Yeah, but our record irony, fucking irony of that. That's crazy. It really is. Yeah, and then for pot 4, run me any of the bottom 3 teams there: the FKRPS, The other one or Elfsborg. There we go. I'm not trying to see anybody
So,
else. Run me favorable draws.
Actually,
Well,
you
I
wouldn't.
think
If Elfsborg's around that region, you don't want to go there. They're bitterly cold in that time of the year. I'll tell you right now.
You know what? Them man playing Manchester week. They'll figure it out. They just go.
It'll make Manchester look like Dubai. That's what happened in weather terms. You know what I mean?
Them man, Elfsborg. Oh yeah, they are Norwegian. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I mean, sounds like it. Yeah.
You want to get them early. You want to get them early, like in September or something.
I'm calling
it right now, man. Wherever it's going to be home or away, Tottenham are playing Fenerbahce, man. They want that Jose Tottenham reunion, bro. It's
that Jose crowd in Turkey, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see that. I ain't trying to do all that. For real.
Yeah, man. But let me take it off, man.
Yeah, Eli. Yeah, I'm not trying to see. And like I said, that's France, that's Spain. I'm not trying to France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Portugal. I'm not trying to see any teams from those major European leagues. None of them, and throw Turkey in the mix as well, just because of our record. Run me everyone outside of that. I'm not really trying to do all of that. I'm not trying to see Besiktas, sure. And to Jesters, you asked me the question 1 second about flawless. You think that you have seen the teams in Europa United should be winning it? Yes, but we won't because of this manager. So that's why I'm not confident. If we had a competent manager, I'd be super confident winning this competition. Like I was in Ten Hag's first season, I was super confident. We still should have won that. Still annoys me that we didn't win that. But am I confident about winning Europa? No. Do I think we go through as one of the better 8 sides? Yes. Even if we get on paper a tough draw, then how we do after that, around the 16, etc. It's draw dependent and transfer dependent. If we get more players in, who goes out? But currently it's constructed. I think on accident we'll make quarterfinals. Yeah, run me Rangers. There's no Welsh sides, Kingsman, but run me Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers
definitely. I'll take Rangers 100%. Even if it was at their place, yeah, they'll be up for it. But the Ibrox, we've been there before. I'm saying Phil Neville. I remember Phil Neville.
Run me. I actually will take if you have to play a tough game, I'll take Rangers.
Yeah, run me Rangers. And it's Sweden and the other team I was thinking. I mean Swedish, where that team's
Swedish mode. Malmo Swedish.
I'm shocked, Paul. Just for the agenda reasons, I need United to play USG, man. Bro, people gonna see because this is gonna be because it's gonna be on TV. People are gonna see how good they are.
No, shut up, man. I
can't wait for it. I hope we do. I hope they play Spurs and Spurs don't cut them. That'd be even better.
That'd be the only time I'll be actively cheering on another English team in Europe if they put draw Union Saint Glory Hole, whatever they're called.
What's USG get Tottenham and Man United to beat both of them? Watch.
Never ever gonna happen. If that happens, honestly, you guys should fold your club.
If that happens, you'll host this show. The next
by myself.
Just you you'll legit intro the show. You'll be the host of the show that week.
I would be here, bro. I told everybody.
Yeah, you'll be the host. I'll put you in the top left-hand corner where I am right now, and you'll intro the show and host the show.
I might not show up.
If they beat Manchester United and Spurs,
that happens. I might be more. If that happens, I might be the most angriest on stream, and it's not even my team.
See, because I'm an equal opportunity hater. So even if it means Tottenham getting dunked on, I get my work.
That what you just said is insane. What you just said is that you'd be okay if your team gets dunked on by Union Saint Grapefruit or whatever they're called. Do you know what I mean?
If it means we only lose one game, so be it.
That's mad.
You know what I'm saying?
just to prove a point that on that one game they were better than Spurs.
See, because you guys disrespect Union Saint Law too much, man. You need to call me by the right name. It's not Gillette. It's not
disrespect. I have no respect for them.
This is not their name, though. It's not their name.
Honestly, it's not even what you've done is you guys 2 years ago started bigging them up like out of nowhere because we're so cultured. We watch other leagues. We watch the Belgian league. We're so good, stuff like that. Let's do all these. Let's go through their fixtures. Let's do. Can we do all these watch-alongs? Yeah, sure. He knew you weren't going to do them.
We
And
did
then,
that
we're
time.
going to do
Yeah.
this and this. Shut up, man.
We did that time. The picture was getting the picture. I mean, you see Peter. No, he's busy now. Like so,
Even Peter's too busy enjoying his life. Leave him alone. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It used to be it was supposed to be a 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah, Peter got saved from a Union Saint SG watch along. You know, he's enjoying himself.
He was trying to do that shit.
He was the one who wanted to do it.
Yeah, prediction.
No. Now he doesn't have to because he's enjoying himself. He's got, he's got a new, he's moved in with his missus. He's enjoying his life. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to do this. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna ask Peter. In the chat tomorrow. Man.
Leave him alone.
He still occasionally
Leave
comes
him alone.
He's still occasionally in the chat. He is.
What's that quote? I thought I was out, and then Jez pulled me back in. That's the quote. It'll be, you know what I mean? Leave him alone.
Absolute joke team. But that being said, scoreline. Actually, before we get to that, run up the likes, you lot. We have bigger predictions. Yeah, for them lot, whoever they're playing in the Belgian league. Run up the likes, people. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms as well. So you see this show, all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, are available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts. So just type in Sarcasm City TV. Because you may be out and about and not want YouTube using up all your data, or maybe just prefer to listen to audio only and not see our faces. That's absolutely fine. Sarcasm City TV on Spotify, 5-star us, leave us a review. Same with iTunes, same with SoundCloud as well. Please support. Predictions Sunday, because you like both kick off at the same time early. We'll go to you, sir, for our home to Crystal Palace scoreline prediction.
I think we'll concede. I'm gonna go 3-1. Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea.
But we will concede.
What are you telling me just about Newcastle versus Tottenham?
Wait, you don't want to know USG was Anderlecht? That was the next.
No, shut up, man.
Yeah, you can tell us after. You know what I'm saying?
Anderlecht 6-0. Anderlecht 6-0.
There we
That's
go.
crazy.
Yeah. Anderlecht now.
Okay, Tottenham Newcastle. You know what? Well, I shut on the team too much, so I say 2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah, love that, man. Love that. And I was saying, yeah, big up JY63. I am, because you just commented. So you know what? I'll just hit you with an advert. Thank you. Just reminding me. You said I'm not making bread.
Bro, what?
But all right.
Get stuffed, man. You know what I mean?
People, it's 2 a.m. and
he's still awake as well. What are you talking about?
Your alarm clock or something. Get stuffed. Go on. Go watch Union SG. Go on, get stuffed.
Hey, we don't need waste one like that. We don't need waste one like that.
I love it. Which game am I doing on Sunday for the watch along? I'm doing what game am I doing?
You know what?
Let's make
it 64. There you go. Yeah, let's make it 64. Then enjoy your 2 a.m. somewhere else.
Yeah, I was going to block him. Which game am I doing for the Sunday? Which game you doing for the Sunday watch along, by the way? Spurs or Chelsea? I'm doing the Spurs game. I was debating which one to do, and I did set up when I was doing the timer and the badges in the top of the screen, whether it was going to be Spurs or whether I was going to do the Chelsea game. And then speaking to Jess reminded me about that Newcastle Spurs game. So yeah, but big up, man. Big up to all the haters, man. Big up JY. What is it? JY363. He's probably still watching.
We do the. You know what, Jess? I don't know how he's done it, but we've not even talked about Manchester United that much this stream, you know.
Because you don't want to talk about Chelsea with all the businesses
going on. Oh no, you got your Liverpool show tomorrow, right? I take it. Is it?
Yeah. But we spoke about. There weren't really too much to say. We spoke about.
Did you do your scoreline for Liverpool?
Scoreline for Liverpool.
Yeah.
1-0 Manchester United. 1-0.
Oh, you got the back again tomorrow, ain't you? That's right as well.
Back again tomorrow. United Liverpool.
Don's on there replacing because Lewis is doing the Conference League. Conference League draw.
Wait. He's not coming on because of the Conference League draw.
Yeah, he's doing a Conference League draw.
So he's not doing this. It's at the same time. So Don's stepping in. That should be fun.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
this guy's hilarious because I saw his stream and he puts He put CL. He did CL watch along. Wait, that's not. That's the conference.
Because they changed the initials now, so they're taking the E out, so it's like UCL now. So it's Europa Conference League. So we can go. He's doing this. We're going to win our third one. We're going to win our third UCL.
Man.
All types of foolishness. But yes, we are going to close out. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. Yo, doing good numbers today. Good, you know what I'm saying? Solid numbers today. Big up everyone supporting. We're going to redirect over. Look, continue to support the show and support the channel. Much appreciated. We're going to redirect to TJ, I believe he is still indeed live. He's live with Jacob. So make sure you just put Sarcasm City Raid over there. Back tomorrow, United Liverpool show. Slightly earlier though, people. United Liverpool show. I'm trying to get the gang together. I did put out the bat signal for pro clubs, so I don't know who's about. I know Surfer will be. H was here earlier. I don't know if he's still about, but yes, get over to follow the playback anyway, because it's much better with notifications than YouTube. So get over to the playback, people. So love to everyone that has locked in. Big up, man. You lot are absolute real ones. And this has been, people. Sorry. Shit. And this has been the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show, Managerial United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, talking at Tottenham Talk, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.